Yo, Punk Uncle, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the final video in the build series of my new Evil Following. We have completed the bike. As a matter of fact, I'm out on a test run on it right now. So very soon I'll have some videos coming. We'll do a first impressions review of the bike as a whole, and then we'll do a bike check as well. So that'll be fun. But before that, we got to show you how we finished putting it together. So over the course of a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I, along with my buddy Chris, who you'll probably remember from the fork install video, just knocked this thing out in a mad dash to get it finished so that we could ride on the weekend. So hang out, take a look at that, how we finished the bike, hit the subscribe button, share this, and stick around for the next ones. They'll be out soon. Now we're going to put the cassette onto the rear hub. So we're going to start by putting a little bit of grease on the threads on the hub driver body here. Learned something new. I opened the reason I didn't put the cassette on before I put the derailleur on is I opened the cassette box and I thought I got a cassette without a lock ring. It turns out these new SRAM mountain bike cassettes have a lock ring built in. So once you've got it on there hand tight, go ahead and you have to have one of these cassette adapter tools, and I'm going to torque this later, but it is important to note that this does need to be torqued to about 40 Newton meters. That's the recommended amount. Okay, I'm going to start putting the hand controls, so the shifter, dropper, remote, brake levers, and grips on, just to kind of get them pre-positioned here. That way we can do the cables and brake lines once we're ready. So first thing with the shifters, you got to get this little handlebar mounting bracket onto the shifter body here. So I think it would probably be easier to go ahead and just get that started before trying to slide it onto the handlebars. Front brake lever. Obviously, none of this stuff's probably going to stay where it is right now, of course, but I just want to get it hung. That way when we get to these next steps, we don't have this left to do. Got some grips, kids. These fresh P&W loam grips. Nice. So now for the other side here, we've got the P&W loam lever, which is my dropper remote. And this is the exact same color as the grips. Imagine that. Okay. Yeah. Watch out, everybody. It's starting to look like a bike. Okay. So, okay, to put the bottom bracket in now, we're going to grease the threads on the inside of the bottom bracket on each side, starting with the left, which is the non-drive side. I'd rather be generous than stingy. Creaky bottom bracket's the worst. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side now, just get my finger dirty once. Left side of the bottom bracket going in now. So you really need the correct adapter wrench. So this is for specifically for a dub bottom bracket. You can see that's got the exact same pattern of knurls or whatever you want to call those little teeth in there, splines I guess, to grab onto the bottom bracket without chewing it up. And this is just like your pedals, reverse threaded on one side. Putting the crank on now, and I've already inserted the left side, the non-drive side. And when you're doing this on your bike, just make sure that you consult SRAM's website, or if you're using Shimano, theirs, and just make sure you have, because SRAM has these spacers. I don't know if Shimano does, but we've got these spacers here, and because this bike is a Super Boost, there's a specific, I need 4.5 millimeters of spacers on the left side and then 9 on the right. And that's how you get the chain line correct. So just make sure you pay attention to that. Okay. Next, we're going to tackle the rear derailleur and get that housing fed through and then get it cabled up. We took the cables and played around, figured out before starting to film this which hole led to the right place for the rear derailleur. So while we were doing that, we went ahead and pre-measured, but we'll show you as we put it back in how we came up with that measurement to get this housing the correct length to do this. There we go.
Better put it on when you get it all the way out the other end.
Make sure that you check your frame's manual, the owner's manual, and see if there's any mandatory fittings, because the Eagle has some fittings that came with the bike that you are supposed to use for sure at the holes coming in from the down tube and then into the swing arm. Okay, now we're in for a fight. We seem distracted doing the derailleur. That's because we're thinking about the dropper. We'll find out in a second.
If this goes through, it's gonna go buy a lottery ticket.
Right.
Oh, I felt like it did.
I know there's that one spot where you're like, oh, it's going, and it stops.
It stopped, huh?
Yeah, I felt that a couple times.
Oh, here's the flash.
Oh, I see it. It's there.
No.
Yes, it's right there, dude.
No way.
So if you can shove cable through there, we can get it with the magnet. Right there.
Oh, we don't even have to shove anything through there. Look. You just guide it with this.
Wow. I was anticipating like midnight trying to get this thing still.
So get that lottery ticket.
Yeah, Chris, you said it. Can you guys run to the store?
Okay, push up on it. We're pushing in. There it goes. Coming up.
Wow. It just wasn't
How
right.
long were we
It just
messing
wasn't
with
right.
it? We even took the crank out.
Yeah, we seriously probably messed with that for at least 30 minutes earlier and could not get anywhere. So then turned the camera on and goes right through.
What the hell is going on out
Hey, we got cable. What you know?
there? Okay, pull it out. Pull the cable. Because we want to keep this taut. Because otherwise we're going to separate it again. So
Yeah.
now we're going to pull this out as this goes in. Okay. I guess we'll go there with the limit line.
That's gonna be way higher than I needed, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
So if you want, let's snug it up right there so it doesn't fall.
So I don't know if you watched our fork video, but we like to run a ratio of about 5-to-1 cuts to measuring.
You want to make sure that we get this wire under that washer.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of looks like it's meant to go straight through there, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go up.
Hey!
Look at that.
What's up?
Oh man, nice.
It's like butter.
Oh, way too loose.
So you're just basically trying to figure out like the longest the chain needs to be, right?
Yeah. This is really hard to do with Shimano because they don't have the lockout on that derailleur like that. You have to use a spoke to hold the chain together while you're doing this, and it's very awkward. So this is the new 52, huh?
Yeah. The lunar.
Wow. So this new system takes a new B drive alignment. Do you have that?
With the white plastic thing that came with it?
B tension tool. We're measuring the B tension right now with the supplied gauge tool. And we're attaching this to the first gear. They recommend to be in the second gear, and then you adjust your B tension right here, which moves the center of the jockey wheel back and forth in that little window.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to center it perfectly in that window, and we're there.
Awesome.
So this thing should
Shift like a dream now.
Yes. Oh man, it's like if it were a new bike or something. It's dialed.
Okay, we're setting up the brakes now. We ran those through the frame just like we did the derailleur and dropper post cable. So you can see the rear brake running through. Use the same little fittings. Come in and out of the swing arm and back into the top tube. So we did the front brake so that we kind of knew what we were doing once we put this on video. So right now we've got the levers pre-fit where we want them.
We need a little bar.
Now cutting the hose to length. Okay, so we've got the hose cut now for the front brake. So you have to tap this little fitting into the hose. Yeah. All right, you guys, we're about done putting this together. We're just gonna center the brake rotors now and get all the final fit tightening done, and then next video we'll be probably coming at you with some first ride impressions. So appreciate everybody watching, hanging out, and seeing this process through to the end. Thanks to Chris and Rappo, all my friends that helped with this. We'll do another, I'll do a bike check video as well, going over all the components of this build and talking about them in a little bit more detail. But this is pretty much the build. We're gonna go hopefully get this thing on the trail today, and be back soon. Hit that subscribe button. We'll see you on the next one.